Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back with another recording of Deponia. Let us continue. We are starting chapter 11 of 13, and I suspect we are going to probably run into... Are we gonna do another kind of like trilogy here? I mean, we spent 3 chapters, I suppose, trying to get goal to Elysium, and then we managed to accidentally, I think it looks like kill her, but obviously that's not the case. Uh, One weird thing we also realized is that Argus also looks like Cletus and Rufus, which now opens up a door, since we went through so much of the story of Goal being split into 3 personalities. Are we gonna... My personal theory here is, are we gonna find out that Rufus and Argus and Cletus are actually all the same personalities, or are they all gonna get merged together but they're separate people? That doesn't make a lot of sense. And the start of this uh, chapter, we're back in the tutorial for the 4th time, almost as if this was a separate game, but now it's just kind of the completion of the joke, which kind of sucks if you skip the tutorial every time. So, as far as our map here, break the circle, end it all. When we landed here, he said this was hell. We think we may be dead. Let's just pick up this, and then use this with this. And I'm hoping when I push the button I don't just end the whole chapter. I'm hoping this is going to turn into like a repeated nightmare sequence. That would be the better way to do this. Yeah.
Ouch.
So let's look at the end. Break the circle. I assume that this means break the cycle, since this is translated from German. But maybe there is actually a circle I'm supposed to break.
Huh?
Well, we keep doing the same things over and over again. Now we finally actually run into a puzzle here. I assume what we're gonna do is we're gonna just keep on doing this. Let's try the yen on the button. What? Odd floor panel.
What?
Wow, look at all those smashers over there. So let's push the button. So was that odd floor panel always here and I just never stepped on it? So let's try the yen on the odd floor panel. So now we can grab a power inverter. We know what that does. We can look at the console. And all kinds of fuses. Let's see. Well, that's interesting. I don't quite understand it, though. Let's try the power inverter with the console.
Now.
How about with the indentation?
Ah!
What happens when we push the button? Hey, and we can, I guess, now jump to the conveyor belt.
Ah!
Okay, the lasers sliced me. I was beaten on the head. I was burnt. I was sawed. And then I was frozen and then melted. Okay. So we go over to the console. And I don't think let's see. If we're gonna be sawed, let's try, let's see. If we freeze ourselves first, and then we get sawed, and then we get beaten in all those different ways, and then we get thawed, wouldn't, maybe then we will be alright. We can even look at the instructions here. Well, great, Rufus is dead and ended up in hell. All he can do now is switch the fuses so it makes, again, translated from German, all he can do now is switch up the fuses so he gets through the various dismantling stations in one piece at the end of the assembly line, whatever this is good for at this point. Wow. I think they needed a better English translation team. So let's try this. See if this. So I'm frozen. I'm sawed into pieces, which is no good. I'm lasered. I'm beaten. I'm melted. So that doesn't work. So maybe I should be beaten first, then sawed, then frozen, then lasered. Some of these don't make sense. Because you'd think some of these you just couldn't survive no matter what. But I need the inverter and not to get smashed. So he gets hit on the head. That does nothing. The saw chops him up terribly. The freezing then does that. The laser then melts them back together. And then the fire burns them. So the saw, and then the freezing, and then the laser is right. But I want to see if this changes anything. And then getting beaten on the head, does that change anything, or do I just need to move that like to the end? I don't know. We'll move these two around. I suppose it doesn't matter right now. Does Rufus deserve to be in hell? That's a deeply philosophical question, definitely. He's never had the capability of caring about people. So I think the fact that he did not act with caution or care about people, plus he killed several animals callously. Maybe the fire is the start. Fire, and then freeze, then saw, then fuse, then beat on the head. Let's see what the hint is. The laser can only slice Rufus into pieces. Can not only slice laser into pieces, but also patch them together as long as he's in a solid state of matter. Well, we had already figured that out, but I probably will help a little bit. I'm really just torturing him. So burn him to ash, then freeze him to ash, then saw him, then beat him, and then heal him. Ding. Is that really what we're trying to do here, though? Burn and freeze, then saw, then laser, and then we'll have to hit him in the head first, won't we? So let's try this. The only thing that could really be changed around here is if I put the fire at the end. This is funny. It's the perfect hell for Rufus. He is just getting left to his own stupid chaos and devices. So there's really no antagonist here besides himself. He's torturing himself. Alright, so let's put the fire here at the end. And this should work, I believe. Otherwise I'm missing something. All he's doing is he's just sighing. He's not screaming in pain, he's just so used to it now. It's his whole life, really. He just causes himself misery through his not thinking things through. Not being intelligent. Alright. So The laser can only slice. We already knew that. Alright, so you only get one hint. Seems like we could probably skip this puzzle. Which, I was saying you couldn't skip some of them, but I was actually wrong about that. What if we burn before we freeze? Let's try this. And see what happens here. Maybe I'm just covered in ash after I'm burned from being frozen, and that actually will knock the ash off. So it freezes me, it thaws me, it heals me, and then it melts me. I kind of look like clay. Hey, it worked. Ding! We've broken the circle. Now I just need to end it all, which I don't think means kill myself. Let's take this junk ball bat.
Yeah.
He's just grumbling. And I don't think I can take anything else. So where am I supposed to go? Ah, walk to the light. I guess.
Huh. Must be the famous light at the end of the tunnel.
Let's walk towards the light.
Light at the end of the tunnel. Phew. It's only an illuminated button. Ah! This isn't hell after all. It's some kind of factory, and a crappy one at that. Could this mean that I'm not dead after all? Can somebody explain what's going on?
Well, if he's not dead and in hell, get some answers. Reevaluate the situation. Never mind, don't end it all. How does he keep coming back to life? Oh, maybe this is a cloning factory and it would explain everything about Rufus and everything. And Cletus and Argus. Protein. Water. Fat. Carbohydrates. Minerals. And mysterious 6 gauge.
Yeah.
Guess we move onward.
Hey, you! Stop! Wait! Don't move! I demand some answers!
Well, that certainly looks like death. Doesn't look like I can...
Time to clock out yet?
See. Food truck door. Shish kebabs. Fryer grease will probably come back in this area in a second. Take some olives. Make sure we'll take a sack of beans. Maybe they're magical beans. Take the olive bottle. Just grabbing all kinds of junk. It would be pretty funny if none of this worked or did anything. Is this empty?
I'm usually not that picky when it comes to waste oil, but this has gone kind of green, and it smells of olives. Blech, disgusting. It's definitely done better.
So we use the sack of beans in the olive mill.
This isn't gonna make it any tastier.
Use the olives in the old mill? Olive oil is supposed to be good. Good for your skin, healthy alternative to other kinds of oils, fatty oils, I believe. Let's see. Let's use the olive oil with the olive bottle.
If this is the kitchen, I must be in hell.
Let's use the olive bottle with the water.
If this is the kitchen, I must be in hell.
Let's use the...
Wow, what a big surprise. Olive oil.
Use the olive oil with the water.
If this is the kitchen, I must be in hell.
It's hard to really argue that he isn't in hell. This is the Deponian hell, still trash everywhere.
Oh, I can't believe it. He's bolted the door from the outside, but that's not gonna stop me.
The door is bolted from the outside. Let's just make sure, play a little pixel hunty. Let's grab some water. Oh, I just took it all. Interesting. So water cooler with the olive bottle.
If this is the kitchen, I must be in hell.
Let's look at the beans.
The bag says soybeans, but all it contains is little white pellets. It's probably a colony of roaches.
Well, punch the clock. Let's punch the clock.
Take that!
Well, that worked. That is always the thought, is that there might just be some dumb pun when you click two items together that will be the solution.
The cook must have clocked out decades ago.
And I can't walk over here.
Yeah. Oh, it's just one obstacle after another.
If I could get over here, I could fry the soybeans. Get the salt. We kind of know what the puzzle is here. Let's see. We need protein, water, fat, carbohydrates, minerals, and a mysterious 6-gauge. We have water. We have fat. Minerals? What if we hit this with this?
I do feel pretty hot under the collar, but I'm sure I'll find a better way to let off steam. I do feel pretty, but I'm sure
can't beat any of these things in there. Right. So let's go ahead and just, in an effort to eliminate things, put the water in the funnel. Doesn't work. Can't put this with this.
If this is the kitchen, I must be in hell.
See, this is like making people, I think, is what it's doing. So it's just making Rufuses, then beating them to death and destroying them to fill up this. Well, maybe somebody added these things later in the cycle. So let's do some pixel hunting here.
Time to clock out yet?
What is this city? And if we could just get this laser, but I can't do anything with this laser. Let's try the water cooler here. But there's nothing to click on. Water.
The cook must have clocked out decades ago.
Olive bottle on the time clock.
The cook must have clocked out decades ago.
Yeah, the only thing I can see is the residence. Are we supposed to just beat the door down?
Door, meet Rufus!
Okay. Sometimes the simple solution is the right solution. So after the Grim Reaper we go.
Hey! Hello! Quit playing games with me!
Oh, I've got company. How nice.
Nothing is nice here.
But
He
you
even
know
looks
you're
like
alive
Rufus.
again. Isn't that fantastic?
No, it's not. I should be dead.
Calm yourself. How about a cup of peppermint tea? It's relaxing and refreshes your breath. There's nothing better when you've only just come back from the dead.
I don't need no stinking peppermint. I want answers. Where am I?
Welcome to my humble abode.
You live here?
Nice place, huh? This used to be the facility where the organon was created. A clone factory, in fact.
Ugh. It looks more like a waste processing plant.
Actually, that's what it is. You need plenty of organic material in order to clone people.
You're telling me that the Dark Exchequer consists of biological waste?
I'd be a little less condescending if I were you, Prototype R.
Proto what? Oh yeah, prototype yourself.
I didn't mean to offend you, Rufus.
You know my name?
Of course I do. I'm the one who gave it to you.
What are you saying?
I admit it's not the most creative name I ever came up with. You're one of a series of prototypes that predated the mass production of the organon. Only 3 of them survived. Prototype A, Prototype C, and you. Prototype R.
A and C, Argus and Cletus?
And R, as in Rufus, exactly. Rufus stands for red-haired. I thought I could tell you apart by the color of your hair, but I never managed to create hair colors that lasted beyond puberty. Unfortunately, that wasn't the only flaw. All the prototypes had problems before I came up with the right composition. The clones were designed as dispensable workers, so I took away your respect for life. Unfortunately, that also meant that many of you were not afraid of death. There were various accidents.
Who the crap are you?
My name is Hermes. I used to be the head of this clone facility.
You gotta be incredibly old.
Technically speaking, I've only lived for 2 days. I clone myself anew on a regular basis. Keeps me young, but my genes are old. The intervals keep getting shorter.
Why don't you just die?
Why would I want to?
Good question.
Fine.
That's not what you
Good
look
answer.
like. Why can't you just accept it? Your life has run its course.
On the contrary, I'm in top shape. Could you, for a moment?
Let's see. Ew, are we just gonna grab his eye? I guess we are.
Thank you. Now, where was I?
You're amazingly fit.
Ah, yes, exactly. As a fiddle.
So his name is Rufus, and refuse is trash in English. It works pretty well. I don't know if in German Rufus really means red-haired or not. Maybe in German his name wasn't even Rufus. Maybe it was some other pun on refuse. Here's the question, why didn't you let me die?
Why didn't you let me die?
You were dead, strictly speaking. I cloned your mortal remains.
Yeah, but why? I deserve to be dead.
Don't be so hard on yourself. No one should be dead on a beautiful day like this.
This isn't a beautiful day. I screwed it all up.
Whoa! Got a bit of a guilt complex, have we? No matter what you've done, get over it. Life goes on.
You call
This life? This isn't life. This is a cheap copy of life. A counterfeit. An artificially created imitation.
Oh, nothing here is artificial. All my clones are made from organically grown materials.
Didn't you say you found the ingredients in the garbage?
Biological waste, organic, 100% natural. Oh, except for the nucleic acid. That is synthesized from radioactive sludge.
It's not true.
It's not true.
Yes, it is.
But it can't be.
Let's see. I'm not like the Organons.
I'm not like the Organons.
I never claimed you were. It's true that your genes are almost identical. You have no respect for life, but you have one thing that they lack completely.
Sex appeal.
Hope.
Yeah, and sex appeal, right?
So I guess I have hope and the others don't. I'm not like Cletus or Argus. So what's funny is I'm actually a further prototype than Argus. Argus would have been the first one, Cletus would have been the third, and I would have been way down the line. Unless he started at Z and worked his way up, which wouldn't make any sense because then you would have known your prototype was only gonna go to 26 prototypes and then it would have been ready for shipping, which is not how prototypes work.
I'm not like Cletus or Argus.
Of course not. Cletus originally had green hair and Argus blue.
But I wasn't thinking of hair. Look, they're conniving backstabbers, while I'm just totally trustworthy. They're arrogant and conceited, but I'm super modest. They're evil assholes, and I'm just too wonderful for...
Just stop right there, Rufus. Rufus, you're not identical because you are much more than just the sum of your genes. All your experiences, all your memories add up to form the person you are today.
You mean we once were completely identical? Only I was capable of learning from my failures?
Yes, that's it. Well, close enough at least. In your case, the gene for learning from your failures wasn't rendered correctly, but the rest is true.
Wait, if I'm a clone, wouldn't I have to be very young now?
Wait, if I'm a clone, wouldn't I have to be very young now?
A surprisingly good question. See those containers over there? In them, I simulate the natural process of aging.
So you can choose the age of your clones?
Exactly.
Then why do you look like shit?
Don't be so rude.
Good question. So why am I still wearing the same coat?
Okay, I'm a clone, right? So why am I still wearing the same coat?
Seriously? Oh, not a clothes business again. I create life, for crying out loud. You should think that everyone would be totally astounded by that fact. But no! Everyone always asks about the outfit.
Oh, well, excuse me.
There's a non-answer. If I'm a clone, why do I remember everything? These are all actually very legitimate questions about cloning. Do we have the technology to clone right now? Yes, technically I think we probably could clone a human being. Do we have the technology to transfer the memories? Absolutely not. Even if we could scoop out somebody's brain and put it into a baby clone, it wouldn't fit. Just not possible at all. Do we have the technology to duplicate clothing and items exactly? No, but you could just undress one and put it on the other. So that's not a real problem, but memories is a problem. Can we age people? No. We have literally the only thing we could do to make anything age faster is we would have to leave something moving slower, significantly slower than the speed of light, and then move everything else, like the entire planet, faster, close and approaching to the speed of light. And we don't have the technology to do that. It would require ridiculous amounts of energy to do that. That's the only scientific discoveries I'm aware of whatsoever. I have no knowledge of how we would speed up cell replication or anything like that to make people grow older or seem older. And even if we could speed up cell replication and creation, we probably wouldn't have any technology to slow it down, because if we did have a technology to slow down cell creation and duplication, then we could potentially lengthen our lifespans, and that would have been big news. So, why do I remember everything? How does the game explain it?
Okay, if I'm a clone, why do I remember everything?
Oh, you're paying attention.
Of course I'm paying attention.
That wasn't really intended in your design, but oh well, the technology is quite simple. I can use a full body scanner like this one to create and save a copy of your entire neural network. In those cloning chambers over there, the newly formed neural pathways are trimmed into the right shape by teeny tiny knives during the maturation process. The process resembles pruning a bonsai tree. The difference being, of course, that the brain is much more complex and it takes me a nanosecond to cut.
Sorry, what was that after intended in your design?
Never mind.
Okay, so theoretically that might work. It's all been for nothing. So are we gonna clone Goal?
It was all for nothing. Deponia's lost, and so's Goal, and it's all my fault. Why carry on with this rotten life?
Because there's still hope. Life goes on.
Life goes on. And how will you make sure of that? Are you going to use that contraption to clone all of Deponia? I'll show you what I think of your stupid machine.
No, Rufus. No, Rufus, don't do that.
Stop me if you can.
I can't click on this even though it's here. Let's just... I guess we're just gonna break things.
Ouch! Don't!
Take that!
Not the machine!
What else can I do?
Cut it out! Hey!
This is so dumb.
Hey! Stop it!
I mean, this is just a ridiculous puzzle. As the player, you know this is the absolute wrong thing to do. Yet the game wants us to do it, so we're gonna end up doing it.
No!
There! Ha ha ha! Your turn.
What have you done? You destroyed everything. This means it was all for nothing.
You've got it at last.
You were right about everything, except for one little matter. It is all my fault. It was me who, way back when, believed that Deponia was no longer inhabitable, and I came up with the evacuation plan. I designed Elysium, and I created the Organon, and then, when I was done, I started to have second thoughts. I stayed behind on Deponia to look for a better solution. I had all the time in the world, and I messed it up. I have run out of time. I cannot make up for what I have done. I thought that I had deserved to live with my guilt, but even that concept turned out to be overly optimistic, because where there is life, there is hope. So, what I deserve is to die with my guilt.
Hmm.
Go on then. What? Goal? Yes, that, but, goal?
So find out what Hermes wanted to do with goal. Reevaluate the situation. Hmm.
She's still dead. What did I expect? But Hermes was gonna do something about it. Don't tell me he was gonna... I really need to talk to him. It's not over till it's over.
Let's see. I don't think we can do any of this stuff quite yet. Looks like we need to fill everything up and then press some buttons and pull some levers and do some switches. I think what we're going to end up doing is making 3 copies of goal. So we'll switch that to 3 and assume that's what that reads.
Wait, stop!
It's too late, Rufus. You are right. There is no more hope.
No! Oh, crap. What do I do now?
So, Elysium is gonna crash. I guess it doesn't really matter if Elysium crashes, though. I mean, if you get everyone off Elysium and onto Deponia, they wouldn't have a great time of it,
What?
but...
Still too soon to clock off? Probably because the holes have closed up since the shift started. Quitting time is for quitters.
Yeah, it would be miserable for the Elysians to live on Deponia, undeniably, but it wouldn't be the end of everything. So we've got some material in here. Let's see.
If I read these gauges right, they indicate the fill level of the machine.
Okay, so do I need to put this in the funnel or the... Yeah, I couldn't put water in there before.
A little off. Yeah, I knew something was wrong with that stuff. The gauge for minerals rose along with the water gauge. Who cares? I killed 2 birds with 1 stone.
So I need some fat and some carbohydrates. Well, the sack of beans should be carbohydrates.
What's that popular saying? Beggars can't be choosers? I knew it. The protein gauge has risen, and so has the one for carbohydrates. Looks like they were roach eggs after all.
Roach eggs. Ew. So, let's see. Olive bottle?
I don't know. Here goes nothing. Huh. The oil seems to count as fat. Lucky guess.
So the mysterious 6th one.
This gauge is different. I wonder what it means. But as long as it's green, I'm sure it's just fine.
So is everything lit up now?
This symbol seems to stand for fat. So that means the tank's got enough fat for 2 clones.
Okay, that's not enough. I want 3. Let's put this in here too.
Nah, I should save the oil. There's not enough fat to reconstruct gold. Whoops. Hope nobody tells her I said that.
So it doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to clone 3 copies quite yet, but I suspect we'll clone it and then clone some more. Let's see. Doesn't... Oh, there's a pipe I can climb up. Let's go up here. A vampire platypus. Vampire platypus eggs. And what's this other stuff? Just garbage. Look at all the other eyes. If we talk to the vampire platypus.
Okay now, take it easy. A vampire platypus? I've never encountered one of those before. Easy now.
Let's see. Let's use the time card on the vampire platypus.
Can you punch this for me? Thanks.
Let's try the olive oil on the vampire
Hey, little
platypus.
one, are you hungry? Don't do that.
Try this on the eggs.
I should consider working as a dietitian.
So I punched a card. I don't know what that's gonna do. However, does fix anything. Do I have to? This says Rufus. Let's see.
This symbol seems to stand for water, so that means the tank contains enough water for 2 clones.
I can make 1. I can make 2. But I can't make 3. So what does this button do? Organon, Hermes, Rufus. Why would I make an organon is the real question. I think we need to make an organon to figure out why we'd make an organon.
Certainly not. Thank you very much. There are more than enough of these guys around already.
Well, okay, that solves that problem. So do we make Hermes or do we make another Rufus? If I had all the items that I had right now, and this one's the radioactive goo, is the 6th item. I think we want to make 2 Hermes. I guess that's what we want to do.
Oh, rats.
And they're just trying to kill themselves again.
stop! Oh, come on!
So, do we recycle the materials? Yes, we do. So, I think what we just did was double our materials. Following non-logic, we've made something from nothing. Let's see.
The tank contains enough water for 2 clones.
Nope. It didn't double our materials. So let's make 2 Rufuses?
No way. I'm unique, more or less.
Make 1 Rufus?
No way. I'm unique, more or less.
So if we make 1 Hermes,
Wait! Don't! This is nuts.
okay. If we could just walk to these things, it would make sense. Let's try this punched out time clock on the time clock and see what that does.
Congratulations! You set a new overtime record. To keep the memory of this grand moment forever fresh in your mind, you receive an amazing bonus, garlic. For garlic helps you remember, especially in old age. And judging by your overtime, you must be as ancient as the hills. Enjoy your well-deserved leisure time.
Okay, that solved everything. We have now garlic. Can't pick up the confetti. And we can just walk over here and grab the food truck door.
Oh, not a chance. It's totally rusted shut. Oh, it's just one obstacle after another.
Olive oil on the door. Open the door.
There we go! It actually worked! This is incredible! Could it be that I have just discovered a way to make use of olives?
Grab the fryer grease. Grab the salt. Grab the fries. Grab the Swillow Fizz. Like, everything here seems like it's just more ingredients to get to that third clone. So we'll put the garlic in here.
Get serious. I need the components of life, not a fancy salad.
Okay, so garlic doesn't work. Grease will definitely work. It's kind of nice that every item knocks like 2 things up. And then salt will knock up minerals.
You know what they say, you are what you eat. Salt, the spice of life.
And then Swillow Fizz.
Ah, Swillow Fizz, an essential nutritional staple. There were months when I lived on nothing else.
That knocked up water. And then the fries should be a protein.
The essential building blocks of life itself.
So protein is the only thing we're missing, I think. So that's pretty obvious. What we need to do, we need to get those eggs for protein. And we can do that since it's a vampire bat. Instead of the garlic being for old age memory, it's for keeping vampire platypuses away.
Hey, little one, are you hungry? Actually, never mind. Eat this. Adorable.
Take the eggs. Talk to
Okay, now, take it easy.
So we've got the eggs. The eggs are good protein. So work our way back down to the factory. Put those platypus eggs in the funnel with everything else. We have used every single item in the game.
And here's some more protein. Good thing there isn't a gauge for cholesterol.
So we may go a little long here because we are almost certainly going to just end this. Here, we can look at some of the hints here. Like, we've done everything. Clone Hermes, clone 3 Hermes, get all the items. Yeah, it seems like we're probably gonna very quickly be done with this chapter. Maybe a little short because all the items were for the second time just hidden here. So as soon as we got there, we were given way too many items. So 1, 2, 3. Clone.
Oh, rats. Stop!
Hey, what are you doing? Wait for me! Oh, damn it!
So ding to that. Find out what Hermes was gonna do. Hermes the third.
Why didn't you just let me go?
Now you know how it feels.
Yes, but what else do you want? You said so yourself. All is lost.
That's what I thought, but then I found gold. What were you planning? Can she be saved?
Oh, you know the girl? She fell from the sky shortly after you. There was a spark of life left in her brain. The rest was pretty much smashed up, so I created a clone which survived long enough for me to perform a complete scan. Here, your lady friend can be cloned with this. Even though I have no idea what good it could do. Deponia is lost.
Just leave that to me. Oh, the irony. He took away my respect for life, and I kicked his butt.
The first, you were Mr. Negative, and now it's me. Did you notice how we just switched roles?
So just don't screw it up.
So I guess I'm gonna just leave him there. I should have enough to make 2 goals.
It fits like a French fry up a nose.
Oh no, I'm out of the special ingredient.
The gauge has started to blink. Does that mean anything? Ah, who cares? I'm sure nothing bad will happen.
Guess we just try it, don't
All right, and in you go. I'm gonna save you, Goal. What's happening now? Something's going wrong.
What are you doing?
One guess. I'm saving Goal.
But this won't work. There's no nucleic acid left in the machine.
So what? It worked for you.
Quick, abort the process. The pipes are overheating. The whole thing's about to blow.
Goal? Is that you?
She failed to mature properly. That's because of the nucleic acid.
Where is she now?
That pipe leads into the sewers under Portificus. I'm so sorry, Rufus, but it looks like your girlfriend is lost forever now.
No, she's alive. I can still save her.
You know, I've still got some nucleic acid left. In theory, you could still use it to mature her. But what about Deponia? The last high boat could take off for Elysium at any moment. You cannot save gold and reach the Ascension Customs at the same time. And even if you could, the Upper Ascension Station houses the Organon's headquarters. You'll never make it in there by yourself.
But I'm not just by myself. My Resistance friends are in Portificus. I'll get them to distract the Organon, while Goal and I sneak onto the high boat.
And who's going to let them know? Who will save Goal? And who will prevent Argus from leaving on the high boat in the meantime? You can't do it all. There isn't enough time for that. There would have to be 3 of you. And even if you could...
Split into 3? I think I've got an idea. Actually, why not?
Are you sure you really want to go through with this?
There isn't enough biomass left in the chamber for 3 clones. This way, at least I can serve one final purpose.
You're the ultimate cool guy, Hermes.
Let's not get sentimental. Have you got the nucleic acid?
Nucleic acid? Check.
Very good. Remember, it won't be cloned as well. Only one of the 3 of you will have it when the process is finished.
Don't worry, Hermes. I understood everything. You can rely on me.
I only hope your construction with the sandbags is going to work. If the lever isn't activated...
It's gonna work all right. It has to.
In that case, let's not lose any time. 3, 2,
1.
here we go!
Really? It's not gonna work. Stupid luck.
Hey! It worked! Yep. What next?
One of you 2 needs to rally the resistance. I'm on the way to the Oregonian headquarters. I'll go down the sewers and rescue Goal.
One of you 2 needs to gather the rebels for a surprise attack. You do it, huh? Why me? I'll head to the Organon headquarters and delay the high boat's launch. I said it first. No, I did. I'll go down to the sewers and rescue Goal, but that's my job. No, it's mine. I'll rescue Goal. I've got the nucleic acid. No, I've got it. But Hermes gave it to me. Why don't we have a look?
Well, left Rufus.
One of those 2 half-wits has got the nucleic acid, but which one? One of those 2 half-wits has got the nucleic acid, but which one?
So let's look at
One
him.
of those 2 half-wits has got the nucleic acid, but which one? Oh man, I wish I could look right through them somehow, like by means of a cool new interface element at the lower edge of the screen.
Okay, that's ridiculous. Let's see. Do we want to go any further here? Though. It's the question. Okay, save goal, find the recruits, and rebels stop Argus. Agree on resource management. So this is putting enough on this map that seems we will probably go short next time, but we will probably not be super short. So that's going to be it for this chapter. We almost did the whole chapter in 1 hour. Seems like there will be enough here that it will hit an average length chapter, which seems okay. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it and make a donation. And if you want a friend to follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.